Most respected Honorable Minister for Science and Technology and Vice President CSIR, Dr. Jitendra Singh, Dr. Krishna Yella, Executive Chairman, Bharat Biotech International Limited and Chairman, Research Council, CSIR-NIIST, Professor Deepankar Banerjee, Vice Chancellor, Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, respected Director, Dr. C. Ananda Ramakrishnan, Directors of various institutions, former Directors of CSIR-NIIST, distinguished invitees, Sri Rajiv Chandrasekharji, members of CSIR-NIIST family, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the grand finale of CSIR-NIIST Golden Jubilee celebrations. Today, we stand at the confluence of a glorious past and a visionary future, celebrating 50 years of scientific excellence, innovation, and nation building. Over the past 5 decades, CSIR-NIIST has transformed challenges into opportunities, discoveries into technologies, and ideas into impactful solutions for the society. The stage is set, the legacy is alive, and the journey ahead is brighter than ever. Let me now invite our chief guest, Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh sir, and our guests of honor, Dr. Krishna Yella, Professor Dipankar Banerjee, Shri Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji to kindly occupy the dais. I request our respected director to kindly accompany the dignitaries. Dr. P. Nishi, convener, and Dr. K.V. Radhakrishnan, chairman of the Golden Jubilee Committee, are requested to join the dignitaries on dais. May I now request Dr. P. Nishi, Chief Scientist and Head Business Development Division, for the welcome address.
Respected Chief Guest, Guest of Honors, distinguished dignitaries, and on the dais and off the dais, industry friends, members from media, students, NIIST alumni, and all participants, good morning. Today we mark not only the culmination of a year-long journey, but also 50 glorious years of scientific excellence, innovation, and dedicated service to our nation. It is a celebration of our past, a reflection of our present, and promise for the future. We are deeply honored to have with us Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Minister of State for Science and Technology and Vice President of CSIR. Sir, a year ago you inaugurated our Golden Jubilee celebrations, and throughout this year we have engaged with all our stakeholders ranging from students to academic institutions, startups, MSMEs, farmers, FPOs, and entrepreneurs to arrive at this grand finale today. Sir, it is your vision and guidance that continuously inspire the scientific community to align research with national priorities and societal welfare. On behalf of everyone at CSIR-NIIST, I extend our heartfelt welcome and gratitude to you. I request Director to present a bouquet of flowers to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh. It is our proud privilege to welcome respected Dr. Krishna Yella, Chairman of our Research Council, co-founder and Executive Chairman of Bharat Biotech. Sir, your extraordinary journey from laboratory bench to global innovation leadership is a true inspiration to every scientist. We are deeply grateful and to your presence and your continued guidance in research journey. A very warm welcome to Dr. Dipankar Banerjee, Director of Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. Sir, we are thankful to your presence as guest of honor and for your invaluable insights that continue to inspire young scientists. We welcome Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar, former Minister of State for the Ministry of Electronics and Information and Ministry of Skill Development and Ministry of Jal Shakti. A very special welcome to our beloved director, Dr. C. Ananda Ramakrishnan, whose vision, energy and leadership have transformed CSIR-NIIST in remarkable ways. Sir, your commitment to translating research into technologies for societal benefit have been guiding spirit behind every milestone in the Golden Jubilee year. We have many dignitaries in the off the dais, Colonel Jamwal Station Commander, Pangod Military Camp, invited directors from different R&D and academic institutions, secretaries and officials from state government department, industry representatives, academic collaborators, partners, media friends, students from nearby colleges for being part of this landmark celebration for collaborating with us for research and translation. A special welcome to our former employees and alumni whose contribution over the decade have built the strong foundation upon which NIIST stands today. Your presence fills this hall with pride and nostalgia. A heartfelt welcome to the South Zone Cultural Center, Tanjavur, for joining hands with us and bringing beautiful cultural performance to make this celebration vibrant and memorable. Dear friends, let us celebrate our achievement with gratitude, look ahead with renewed determination, and together carry forward golden legacy of NIIST with science, with passion, and with purpose. With great joy and pride, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the grand finale of Golden Jubilee celebrations of CSIR-NIIST. Thank you all. Once again, welcome to everyone present here.
Thank you, Madam, for the welcome address. Lighting the traditional lamp signifies inviting divine presence and positivity, symbolizing knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment. May I now request the dignitaries on stage to join the ceremonious function and mark the auspicious beginning of the grand finale of our Golden Jubilee celebrations by lighting the lamp.
Thank you all. As CSIR-NIIST completes 50 remarkable years of scientific excellence, we present a visual journey through a year of celebrations that honored this golden legacy. From groundbreaking research showcases and thematic conclaves to outreach programs, lectures, and community engagements, every activity reflected the Institute's lasting impact. We have compiled a short video that captures the spirit of innovation, collaboration, and progress that has defined our Golden Jubilee year, paying tribute to the past while inspiring the future. May we have the video, please?
And I wish we would be able to draw a roadmap for the next 25 years. Because when India turns 100, you will be about 75. So you are about 25 years younger to Mother India and about 15 years younger to Mother CSIR. And you could devise the roadmap so that how best you could contribute to the making of that Viksit Bharat of 2047.
Dr. C. Anantharamakrishnan, the esteemed director of CSIR-NIIST, is a trailblazer in food and agro-processing and a champion of interdisciplinary innovation. Beyond being a scientist of remarkable depth, he is a true institution builder, seamlessly integrating chemical engineering, food science, and emerging technologies. Under the dynamic leadership, CSIR-NIIST has evolved from a renowned scientific institution into a vibrant powerhouse of innovation, industry collaboration, digital transformation, and vision-driven impact. He has expanded the Institute's mandate across advanced materials, sustainability, and agro-industrial solutions by fostering technology transfers, startup ecosystems, and national mission alignment, proving that research is most powerful when it touches people, industries, and nations' progress. A fellow of 8 premier national and international academies and recipient of prestigious honors such as the Rashtriya Vigyan Shri Puraskar in Agriculture Sciences, Tata Transformation Prizes instituted by the New York Academy of Sciences, and Anna University Distinguished Alumnus Award. He continues to inspire excellence at every stride. I am honored to invite Dr. C. Anantharamakrishnan for the presidential address.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Most respected Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Sri Jitendra Singh ji. Respected Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar, former Union Minister. Dr. Krishna Ella, RC Chairman of CSIR-NIIST, Professor Dibankar Banerjee, and all the invitees, former directors, Dr. Nishi, Dr. Radhakrishnan, my dear students, media and friends. CSIR-NIIST Golden Jubilee greetings to everyone. Indeed a great honor to be here today. I am celebrating the Golden Jubilee celebration of CSIR-NIIST. First and foremost, I like to thank our Honorable Minister. Sir came here October 17th last year, inaugurated our Golden Jubilee celebration. Again, he has come over today to concluding the Golden Jubilee celebration. I don't think so any other institution had such a privilege, have a big support to the institute as well as CSIR. Sir, always we follow whatever you have suggested. Once Ministry and CSIR has taken decision to conduct IISF at Guwahati, given time was only 3 months' time. CSIR-NIIST team went to Guwahati and we made it one of the best IISF in the history. All the support is rendered by our Honorable Minister as well as DG CSIR. Under the leadership of our Minister, look at the India science journey. From the 7th position of India's publication is moved to the now 3rd position. Very soon we are going to be number 2. Not only that, the vision and mission what he has put it for the India science is that no other country can thought about it. So many mission program. Aroma mission from the CSIR, lavender cultivation. You can see the transformation of the farmers in the Kashmir and other places. Packaging mission, sustainable packaging mission. First integrated effect from the CSIR sustainable packaging mission has rolled out. CSIR-NIIST is taking pride to do that. Not only that, deep mission, quantum mission, bio E3 policy, one of the mission by the Honorable Prime Minister during the Independence Day speech. I can give the big list of our Honorable Minister's contribution to science and technology. Just you look at last 6 months, every day one place sir is going and giving the scientific messages, making the organization change. Even today, sir has told one statement, you need a roadmap. That's what the transformation made by the CSIR. I like to welcome again Rajiv Chandrasekhar sir. Last year, sir has visited this institute. Again, today has come. Thank you, sir. Reached today early morning around 3 o'clock to Mysore. And I got a message from his PS, sir will come. I was so surprised. 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, he has reached our campus. Thank you so much, sir. Krishnayalla, sir, always big support to the CSIR-NIIST. CSIR-NIIST known for the classical basic research. We used to publish a very high-end papers. When he took over the RC chairman, one thing he said, you need to translate all these things to the technology transfer. That we have done, that is evident from all our outcome. And also Dipankar Banerjee, thank you so much. Recently we signed MOU with all 9 institutions in the Trivandrum. Again, our Honorable Minister, both our Jitendra Singh and also sir, and as well as Rajiv Chandrasekhar sir has mentioned earlier, this is the scientific cluster. Many institutions are there in Trivandrum, no other city except Pune and very few cities. That's what we signed MOU. We are interlinking our scientific knowledge and sharing the facilities. Even tomorrow I am going to ISTM for the talk. That's what we are trying to do. For the time limitation, this is the statement given by our Honorable Minister. You need, even the small institute like a NIIST, you need a roadmap to achieve the Viksit Bharat. Sir, I will present a very few slides. What we did, the roadmap for future. We split it into the 3. One is the short term and the long term and medium term. The short term, we developed the biomedical waste. Today, 700 tons of the biomedical waste is generated in the country. Even you could have seen that Kerala and Tamil Nadu is fighting. For example, 100 kg of the biomedical waste generated in Trivandrum has to take into the Palakkad to incinerate. How much amount of the energy, handling, can we have a solution? That's what CSIR-NIIST developed this technology. And we are not doing it only in institute. Our Honorable Minister switched on this point of care at AIIMS New Delhi. Sir, now result has come. This works fantastically well. All the reports are negative, including DNA, RNA, all viruses are killed by our technology. Today, 11 o'clock, Honorable DG Madam is going to present into the Ministry of Environmental Department with the Tanmay sir to get a clearance from the ministry, then it can be expanded. Already 7 countries are interested to take this technology. We are not only developing the technology for the India, and we are doing it for the whole world. 25th September, Honorable Prime Minister at World Food India declared it, we need to go for making the sustainable packaging solutions and reduces the GST to 5%. We need more R&D input for that. That's what Prime Minister is called upon. And we already started working on it, and the PET alternative, packaging, biodegradable packaging films. And also we are going to set up the India's totally integrated biodegradable testing center at NIIST. This year itself is going to come. And other technology we are going to release another 1 year time, sir, testing is going on. Again, India is the 2nd largest diabetic population in the world, next to China. If you look at Kerala, is the largest number of diabetes. Next is Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, Odisha, and West Bengal. If you look at all our rice-eating states. So until unless we are solving this one, we are not going to do that. 11.3% of the populations are diabetes. And if you put the pre-diabetes, 23% of populations are diabetic. We developed rice with the 20% of the protein and low GI of 54. We are going to release this rice next year. Human trial is going on. This is going to be a game-changing technology. Not only that, it changes the landscape of that, how we are dealing with that. And it can be fortified iron and folic acid. This is the waste, the foundry waste. We are converting the brick, alternative to the red brick. Without plastering, we transfer this technology more than 4 companies. I wanted to mention this one. We are working very closely with Tirumala Devasthanam. Thanks to our RC chairman recommended NIIST for this. Some issues, the procurement of the food. NIIST is standardized all 43 products purchased in the Tirumala Devasthanam, including the procurement procedure. SOP has been laid down. Now everything is going on very well at all the food what they purchase for the devotees for the prasadam. Not only that, they requested CSIR-NIIST to take care about the waste management. Today, there's 70,000 tons of the waste generated every day. So that's what we are going to do. And then, Padmanabha Swami temple, that pond also, we are going to treat that. Right now, what is happening in the growth of the fish and the death of the fish, we are going to put engineered system to treat that one. What we are going to do that, 29 and 30 in the long time deployment, vaccine oil monitoring. India is the largest producer of the vaccines and we are the largest exporter of the vaccines. One is that cost of the vaccine oil monitor we wanted to reduce that to ₹2 rupees. Right now the cost is 50 rupees. This will be done and transferred as soon as possible within a 2 years time. Cancer, again early detection of the cancer also, we are working on the AIML based system. With the blood, we can do that within a 2 years this also. Sir, you asked what is the long term, our proposal at the 2045. Green hydrogen we wanted to work and also hydrogen cylinder and municipal solid waste. We are going to set up the 10-ton capacity of municipal solid treatment plant at Nedumangadu municipality, and today we inaugurated the startups ecosystem for the innovation center. We got the 10 acres land from the Kerala government. What we are going to do that, we are going to set up our Bio E3 policy under that Bio Manufacturing Hub and Ayurveda production unit. All these things going to happen and that. And if you look at our performance for the last 3 years, every performance, say the total budget increased 150%, R&D budget to 200%, and LRF all. What we wanted, the final is, we wanted to convert National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science into the International Institute for Interdisciplinary Science. That's what we wanted to achieve in next 25 years. That is the roadmap, sir. We will try to fulfill what is your dream for this small institute to achieve. We'll hope with the support of CSIR, with the support of Ministry of Science and Technology and all my colleagues, we can able to achieve it. Once again, thank you so much for your presence makes really big support for this institute. Thanks a lot for everyone joining for this Golden Jubilee celebration.
Thank you, sir. As we gather here for the grand finale of our Golden Jubilee celebrations, it's only fitting that we honor this legacy that the Institute has been at the forefront of India's scientific progress. To commemorate this extraordinary journey, we have curated a Golden Jubilee yearbook. With great pride, we now invite our Honourable Minister to kindly release the Golden Jubilee yearbook and request all dignitaries on the dais to receive copies from the Honourable Minister.
Shri Rajiv Chandrasekhar is a distinguished public leader, technocrat and entrepreneur who has played a transformative role in shaping India's digital and innovation landscape. As a former Minister of State for Electronics, Information Technology, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, he spearheaded key initiatives to advance India's digital economy, cybersecurity and future-ready workforce. With due respect, we invite Shri Rajiv Chandrasekhar for his guest of honor address.
To our most respected Honorable Minister and our Chief Guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, to all of the leadership at CSIR-NIIST, students, and ladies and gentlemen. I will not speak for too long. Our minister has to catch a flight, so I will make it very brief. First of all, let me just say I'm absolutely honored and privileged to be invited to speak to all of you today at this Golden Jubilee program of the CSIR-NIIST. And it's an absolute pleasure, and I'm very impressed to see the vision outlined by the director here in his opening remarks. Let me just quickly share with you a few of my thoughts, and then we will all move to listening to our minister. We are living today, for those of you who are students and those of you who are in the academic and research areas, we are living together today in what I believe is the most exciting time in science, research, innovation. And if you want to get more evidence or more proof of it, let me just point to you to the last 10 years and the progress that our country has made to go from the 5th most fragile economy to the 3rd largest economy in the world, to become the global leader in innovation. And this has happened not by fluke. This did not happen just by chance. It happened because the leadership, both in the academia and in our political leadership, our Prime Minister invested deeply, believed deeply in the power of technology to transform governance, to qualitatively expand our economy and opportunities, and to transform democracy. The last 10 years, our digital economy and innovation economy has gone from 2% of our GDP to almost 10 to 12% of our GDP. And if you believe that that was the most exciting period, ever since we saw the advent of AI in 2022 and generative AI, I can with very great confidence tell you the most exciting period, the most impactful period for science research is the next decade. With artificial intelligence, multidisciplinary research, multidisciplinary discovery will transform the way we look at healthcare, medicine discovery, synthetic medicine, agriculture, education, in areas that have not seen any great transformation for the last many decades. So if you are a student today, you're looking at a very different world, very different universe of opportunities compared to if you were a student 12 years ago. 12 years ago, your future was about coding, becoming an IT engineer, and today, if you are a student, you are a scholar, you are an academic, you are a researcher, you are an entrepreneur, the future is more like Krishna ji, who is sitting here, to build products, to build interdisciplinary research and translate them into products and services that will deeply impact our society, our people all around the country and around the world. I will not say very much more excepting to say it is my deep desire, and I'm very grateful to our minister for having initiated the Tiruvandhuram Research and Innovation Cluster by having 8 of the top scientific institutions in Tiruvandhuram sign an MOU as a precursor to what will be a hub of research. For many, many years, Tiruvandhuram was a capital of science and research and innovation. For some years it has lagged, but in the coming decade, I hope with his support and with our Honorable Prime Minister's support, Tiruvandhuram should rise again and become the hub for the next generation of research, knowledge and discovery. I again thank you all for inviting me. Thank you for your attention, and thank you again to the Director for inviting me and to the Minister for inviting me here. Thank you. Namaskaram. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. CSIR-NIIST has pioneered the development of the world's most efficient indoor dye-sensitized solar modules, and we have established Ananta, the automated nodal hub for the assembly of next-generation dye-sensitized light harvesters. May we now request our Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, to officially inaugurate and dedicate this unique facility to the nation. a token of appreciation, we request respected Director Dr. C. Ananda Ramakrishnan to present a special memento to our Honorable Minister, a pair of serially connected indoor dye-sensitized solar modules fabricated using this facility. These unique modules, adorned with the screen-printed image of our Honorable Minister, deliver a power output of 2 milliwatts under ambient loom light, symbolizing India's innovation and self-reliance in next-gen light harvesting technologies.
The Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Unit at CSIR-NIIST has been at the forefront of developing intelligent solutions that transform complex scientific data into actionable insights. Today, we request our Honorable Minister to inaugurate the AML laboratory of CSIR-NIIST.
May we now request our respected Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, for the inaugural address.
Our guest of honor this morning, my very dear friend and your popular leader, Shri Rajiv Chandrasekharan ji, I have to welcome you also on behalf of CSIR, though you hail from this place, but the program is hosted by us. So I have the privilege of welcoming you and also thanking you for sparing your time. I know how occupied you are. Dr. Krishna hardly needs any introduction. He has now become a pan-India identity. Our very passionate director, Dr. Anand, you heard him. He was so passionately speaking that if not interrupted, he would have gone on for the whole day. But that's a compliment to him because he takes his task so seriously and so dedicated and so committed. He is Professor Banerjee, all the members of the faculty, representatives from industry, the other stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. As the director was mentioning, it's my providential, I think, coincidence and also privilege that I was here at the beginning of the Golden Jubilee year and exactly after 1 year when the Golden Jubilee year comes to a close. By tomorrow, I am again here on the eve of the closure. So virtually, the director has made me a part of the entire year celebrations. It's a rare privilege. And when the NIIST enters into the 56th decade of its life, I think it's really appropriate to say that it's been a very eventful journey. This was an institute which was established way back in 1975 with the envisaged purpose of harnessing the natural resources of the entire South India, not catering only to the state of Kerala, and then working out how best we could put all these enormous natural resources available in the southern part of the peninsula for scientific research, innovation, generating employment. And therefore, the range was very wide, from food technology to chemical technology, from environment to biosciences to life sciences, sustainable energy, etc., etc. And I'm glad that over the last 50 years, this institute has actually justified the purpose and vindicated the purpose with which it was established. And just now also had the privilege of inaugurating the Golden Jubilee building, the Innovation Center, which would be catering to the agri startups, the AI startups, and when I was discussing with the director, I was glad to learn that the first cohort of the 10 startups has already got initiated. So that's a very good beginning, I think very much in keeping with the proactive approach of our very competent director. And just now we've also seen inaugurating these indoor facilities, the dye solar module, and also the automated nodal hub for assembly of next generation dye-sensitized light harvesters, and of course the AI and the ML unit, which was virtually inaugurated by all of us. Now, CSIR has 37 labs or institutes spread across the country, and each one of them specializes in one or the other domain. And over the last few years, we have sought to showcase what is there being created in each of the institutes so that it reaches widely and more closely to the stakeholders for those who it is meant. And I think as far as this NIIST is concerned, the institute over here, its character and strength lies in its interdisciplinary agenda. And that's how the name also indicates. And the interlinked challenges of the clean energy, food security, healthcare, sustainable manufacturing, etc., etc. And today, suddenly, over the last few years, there's been a surge of interdisciplinary initiatives, interdisciplinary planning, of integrating, because the age of silos is over. And therefore, we can say this with a reasonable amount of confidence that NIIST founders, the founders of the NIIST, were very futuristic in their vision when they thought of having an institute which was priority-wise dedicated to interdisciplinary approach. So it was little futuristic thinking about it, like way back in 1975, because the first solar cell was also created in India in 1977. So in 1975, when we hardly were very much into cutting-edge technology, we had that generation of founding fathers who thought of having an interdisciplinary approach in an institutionalized manner, and therefore, I think that vision stands vindicated today. And soon we also plan to have a Center for Innovation, Technology and Entrepreneurship, and I also must acknowledge the transfer of land from the state government, which was managed by the director and his team. And this would be situated in the Bio 360 Life Sciences Park to accelerate the translational research in biosciences, life sciences, pharma, etc. So now I think it's time to move on to the next level. We have already vindicated ourselves and shown a wave in our interdisciplinary working. And now is the time for intergovernment working. Like, for example, I was telling the director, we have very much in common with our other CSIR institute in Mysuru. We could integrate that. And beyond that, we could also integrate with the other wings of the ministry, like, for example, the Department of Biotechnology. Much of what is happening over here is also being done with the DBT, which is also now taken off in a big way, particularly after the creation of BIRAC. So that would be truly what the Prime Minister Modi keeps describing as a whole of government approach. And then with friends like Krishna Ella being there, we will also have whole of nation. So whole of government, whole of science plus whole of government plus whole of nation, with greater and greater involvement of private sector. In fact, while walking down to this auditorium, I was telling the director we should give up the habit of looking up to government for everything. We need to create a self-sustainable ecosystem by larger and larger participation of the private sector. And this government has very openly been forthcoming in doing so. As you have seen in the last few years, we have opened up even those sectors which were considered taboo ones. We have opened up the space sector, and this year itself, the budget declared the opening of the nuclear sector, which was hardly imagined by anybody. So you can understand how much forthcoming is the patronage from the political dispensation headed by Prime Minister Modi. And therefore, as a part of the larger integration, I remember last year when I was here, there was also the foundation laid of the Ayurvedic Research Center, and COVID has taught us in a bigger way to integrate even the various streams of healthcare. So I think we have much larger work to perform, and the sustainable practices for indigenous materials. Some of the success stories, as we were going through these stalls, I think we need to, I was telling the director, we need to create small videos so that they can reach far and wide. Like, for example, we came across, last year, he was of course narrating his successful event management of the International Science Festival in Guwahati. But besides that, I think one significant contribution made by this institute is the installation of the biomedical waste conversion rig installed at AIIMS New Delhi, which is first of its kind. And I've been advising others, particularly related to the hospital management, to follow the same, because you carry the waste, you don't have to, from the labs, you don't have to pay for the transportation charges, you don't even create litter, you dispose it off then and there and convert it into inert material. I said you add perfume to it so that the inert material comes out of the waste would be rather good, having a good attractive fragrance. Then of course the designer rice, which you saw just now, which is going to be of a particular breakthrough for the rice eater diabetics, particularly in South India, in Kashmir, where rice is the staple food. So you have a rice with low glycemic index, particularly in a country where more than 16-70% of the population is said to be suffering from diabetes and is pre-diabetes, and more than 10-11% actually diabetics. And of course, the vaccine vial monitors is again going to be a singular contribution for this. So we have to highlight what is singularly being produced over here, because now, and that's why I said we need to also integrate with the Department of Biotechnology. The vaccines developed by the Department of Biotechnology, of course, in collaboration with the private sector like the Bharat Biotech, are now being made available to as many as 200 countries across the world. So a country which was not taken seriously for healthcare practices is now being hailed as a leader in the healthcare, in preventive healthcare. So that's a big 360 change of perception. And therefore, we are now going to provide them with vial monitors. So I think these are some of the very important creations from here. The CSIR budget has increased many-fold, and at the same time, as I said, we have opened up to the private sector. The National Research Foundation is one of the creations of this government. The R&D Innovation Fund, particularly dedicated to promote and to facilitate the involvement of the private sector. Very recently, we have come out with the Bio E3 policy. I think one of the few countries in the world which has a biotechnology dedicated policy, biotechnology for environment, for employment, for economy. And that's why I said, though the policy is being rooted by the Department of Biotechnology, but the stakeholders are sitting over here. So we need to integrate them so that we don't deprive ourselves of that advantage. And of course, NIIST has so far already transferred 28 technologies, which is again a great achievement. And therefore, I would rather conclude by saying that as Rajiv was rightly mentioning, from the fragile 5, we have come to first 5, and then we will go to 4. And the journey continues. So as far as the science and innovation is concerned, from Global Innovation Index, we were rank 80 in 2014. Only last week, we got 38. We were 39 for a long while, then became 38 last year. Our patents are also now among the top rankers, but what is more important is that nearly 55% of our patents are the resident patents. You cannot, have that cynicism that, look here, they went abroad and went to America and then could file the patents. Our publications are all right. So, to be brief, because of the brevity of time, I can only say that an institute like this, which is located in the picturesque town of Trivandrum, sorry, because I belong to the age when Trivandrum was known as Trivandrum and Madras was known as Madras. So other day I was in Madras and I said Madras, somebody said Chennai. I said, sorry, I belong to Trivandrum. So in college we used to call it Trivandrum and call it. So located in a picturesque place like this, which is known as God's own land, I am sure the land of God has the opportunity also to turn as the land of India's future economic surge. And the engine of that would be driven by Director Dr. Anand. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we proceed, we would like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to our Honorable Minister for gracing this occasion with his august presence despite an extremely busy schedule. As the Honorable Minister has an onward flight to Delhi at 12:20 due to pressing engagements, he shall be taking leave now. On behalf of Director CSIR-NIIST and whole NIIST fraternity and all attendees today, we extend our heartfelt thanks and warm regards to our Honorable Minister. May I request our respected Director to honor our chief guest with a token of our gratitude and appreciation. We have compiled a short video presentation about the significant achievements and extraordinary leadership qualities of our Honorable Minister. May we have the video, please?
मैं डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूँगा।
Dr. Jitendra Singh stands at the forefront of India's science-driven transformation, steering innovation and policy as the Union Minister of State, independent charge for Science and Technology, Earth Sciences, Department of Atomic Energy and Department of Space. Dr. Jitendra Singh is a distinguished physician, author and statesman who has seamlessly bridged the worlds of science, governance and public service. Trained in internal medicine and diabetes, he served as a professor and researcher of medicine and endocrinology before dedicating himself fully to national leadership. Through these multifaceted roles, Dr. Singh has become the architect of India's science-led growth story, spearheading missions in space, atomic energy, biotechnology, and innovation that are propelling India towards self-reliance and global leadership. Dr. Jitendra Singh was born in the erstwhile Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. Dr. Singh is the eldest child of late Shriman Rajinder Singh and Srimati Shanti Devi. His family hails from the Marmat area in the Doda district. Dr. Singh's journey is the quintessential blend of hard work, intelligence and unwavering tenacity. Dr. Jitendra Singh received his early education at the Scindia School, Gwalior, and went on to earn his MBBS from Stanley Medical College, Chennai, followed by an M. In medicine and a fellowship in diabetes from EIIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Singh has redefined governance through transparency, efficiency, and digital empowerment, embodying the principle of minimum government, maximum governance. Dr. Jitendra Singh has been a driving force behind India's scientific renaissance, leading transformative initiatives in climate research, deep-sea exploration, and advanced weather forecasting that turn data into decisions safeguarding millions of lives and livelihoods. With the launch of the National Biofoundry Network and the BioE3 Youth Challenge, Dr. Jitendra Singh has ignited a nationwide movement, empowering young innovators to design microbes, molecules, and materials for a sustainable future. Under his visionary leadership, the National Quantum Mission is propelling India to the forefront of next-generation technologies in computing, communication, and sensing. Dr. Jitendra Singh's vision has made lavender farming not just a fragrance of the valley, but a fragrance of Atmanirbhar Bharat, empowering youth, women, and farmers alike through science-led innovation. Through 1 week, 1 lab and 1 week, 1 theme, Dr. Jitendra Singh has turned every CSIR laboratory into a festival of science, a celebration of innovation, collaboration, and national excellence. Dr. Jitendra Singh inaugurated and commissioned the first ever prototype of biomedical waste conversion rig developed by CSIR-NIIST at EIIMS, New Delhi. Under his transformative leadership, CSIR-NIIST is spearheading India's first ever national mission on sustainable packaging for a net zero future, a pioneering initiative to develop eco-friendly, recyclable and biodegradable packaging solutions. He has also guided India's historic milestone in the successful Axiom Mission 4 in collaboration with Axiom Space, SpaceX and NASA. This is one small step in orbit, but a giant leap in India's pursuit of human spaceflight and scientific discovery. CSIR-NIIST is profoundly honored to welcome the Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh, a leader whose vision continues to shape the scientific destiny of our nation.
Our distinguished guest of honor, Professor Dipankar Banerjee, is a renowned astrophysicist whose work has illuminated our understanding of the sun and its profound influence on space weather. Currently, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram. He is a graduate in physics from St. Xavier's College, completed his master's in theoretical physics from the University of Kolkata, and went on to earn his PhD from the Indian Institute of Astrophysics. He has served as director of the Aryabhatta Research Institute of Observational Sciences, Nainital, and continues to be a senior professor at the Indian Institute of Astrophysics. As co-chair of the Science Working Group of ISRO's Aditya mission, the first Indian spacecraft dedicated to studying the sun, and contributor to NASA's Punch mission, he stands at the forefront of global heliophysics. A fellow of the Indian Academy of Sciences, National Science Academy, and Royal Astronomical Society, Professor Banerjee is also the president of the Astronomical Society of India. He is professionally trained in Hindustani vocal and regularly performs in national and international theatre festivals. Now invite Professor Banerjee to address the gathering.
Good morning. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Honorable Minister in absentia, my good friend, Dr. Ananda Ramakrishnan, Director CSIR-NIIST, respected members on the dais, namely Dr. Krishnan, Dr. Rajiv in absentia, and colleagues of the dais, students and colleagues from NIST. It's a true privilege and great honor to join you today to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of the CSIR National Institute of Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, standing here in the heart of Kerala, or as is rightly called, the God's own country. I must point out that I recently moved from the high in the Himalayas and almost from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and joined Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology about a year back. And as you heard today during ministers and also Rajiv ji's statements, it is very important to have interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary research. And in fact, I am very proud to see that it's just not one department, because I moved from Department of Science and Technology, DST Institute, to Department of Space now. And here at Trivandrum, we see institute from DBT, we are seeing institute from CSIR, and really multidisciplinary research is very much prevalent here. And as you heard that we just signed this recently, this MOU, it's just the beginning. I think it's a huge opportunity amongst the next generation, particularly the students, to really exploit this new approach, because we grew up in smaller institute with a specific subject area. As you heard, I'm an astrophysicist, so actually I did all my work in Indian Institute of Astrophysics, but then I moved to Department of Space, got involved with space missions. Now I see how important it is, in the space as well. We are thinking of sending humans in space. So that means, it's the bio, divisions which is so important. So all the learnings amongst different department scientists, it's actually high time that we share with each other and take things forward. So this anniversary is a testament to the vision and hard work, countless individuals, I'm sure about that. So from its foundation in 1975 as a CSIR complex to its evolution into this dynamic interdisciplinary institute, what we see today. And I must compliment the colleagues and probably, the head of the institution. I see his energy levels. So it is really, really exponentially growing into a real interdisciplinary center. And his dream of having an international interdisciplinary center, we are all with you, Anand, to take things to that direction. To the scientists and researchers, your pursuit of excellence is the engine of this institution's progress. Your innovative spirit has led the breakthroughs that touch the lives of every citizen. So as we heard that you are really, in the cutting edge research domain where there is a direct societal benefit. And I think the key is this translational research, what we are talking about, because it is important to do basic research, but then how useful is this basic research into the societal benefit is a responsibility for us as well. I come from the Department of Space, as you were saying, we go to the space with the different scientific instruments, but then how these different instruments or images are going to help in our day-to-day life in a short term, long term, and in mid-term also is very important, or responsibility for us. Looking ahead, the world faces very complex challenges that transcend traditional boundaries. The interdisciplinary ethos that has always been the heart of NIIST will be more critical, I think, than ever. The collaboration you forge, both internally and externally, are vital to creating the next generation of solutions in the area of advanced materials, sustainable energy, environmental technology. So I'm confident that the Institute will continue to thrive and lead fostering an entrepreneurial culture that will further contribute to a sustainable and self-reliant India. So we all know that we need to be Atmanirbhar, and our Viksit Bharat target is already set. So it's our collective responsibility to work towards that. So I congratulate each and every member of the CSIR-NIIST community on this incredible milestone already what you have achieved. Thank you for your immense contribution to the science and to the nation. I'm inspired by your work and look forward collaborating with your institute and others in the neighborhood to take things forward. Thank you again for this opportunity and your kind invitation in the celebration of this milestone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Krishna Yella is the Executive Chairman and founder of Bharat Biotech International Limited, a pioneering force in India's biotechnology landscape since its inception in 1996. A gold medalist and a PhD scholar from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, Dr. Yella began his career as a research faculty member at the Medical University of South Carolina before returning to India with a vision to harness innovation in vaccine technology to combat infectious diseases and strengthen public health.
Good. Thank you. I think I'm not a bridegroom. I'm 70 now to be announcing as like a bridegroom here. Thank you. I think it's really honored to be here. And I think I want to congratulate Anand Ramakrishnan to organize a Golden Jubilee. We got a great chance to celebrate this. And I think I want to thank Minister who came here. I want to tell a few words. Yesterday night, I was talking to him. He's one, we always think the politician doesn't interfere itself, it's the greatest benefit for us. And he's such a minister, he never interferes. Okay, that's a great benefit, I'm telling you. And I think he was talking about the MOU signing with different institutes. I was thinking yesterday night, what can be done? MOU is wonderful. Everybody, IIST, NIIST, everybody will sign MOU. It become a paper, but no value. The only way value is to how interdisciplinary science can be done. Like environmental science and NIST can work with IIST, how they can use the space, game, how to build environmental. That interdisciplinary is the what going to win, because a lot of young kids are here. I'm going to touch upon that. I think I want to thank, Rajiv. I think Rajiv, many people doesn't know. Now everybody talk about semiconductor in India. He is the founder of semiconductor. I'm telling you, we have to acknowledge him that Rajiv Chandrasekhar was instrumental in creating a policy decision for semiconductor in India. And now unfortunately has come to Kerala state for politics. And Kerala, everybody is a politician here. Every citizen is a politician here. It's tough for him to, good luck for it, okay? And I think Deepankar spoke well, and I think first time I'm meeting him. So I will give some message for you people. If 50 years, if NIST scientists who are joined in the beginning, who has completed 50 years, I don't know how many have completed 50 years here. And all of them retired, I think, am I right? All of them retired. So we have to acknowledge the past directors, past faculty, the present faculty, present staff, all of them contributed for the success of this institute. I want to give some message to the young kids here. If the 50 years is what takes NIST to reach this level, if it's going to take another 50 years, the same growth, we are not there as a country. We are not there. Trust me. The science, what is coming now is revolution in science. What has happened in internet world, everybody thought internet was the biggest revolution in the world. No, not anymore. Internet was not a revolutionary. It's a tool that came in picture for us to understand a lot of communication. But the revolution that is coming in on future, various angles. I'll tell you one example, artificial intelligence. Everybody knows. Now, what is important? Structural biology. The whole structural biology, 2 lakh proteins would have taken 200 years and taken 2 million scientists of time to solve the problem of structural biology. With artificial intelligence, you can solve it in 2 years, 2 lakh proteins. The whole science is changed. Now, looks to me, all of us in this hall, all are outdated already. All are outdated. Really outdated. Trust me on this one. What is coming now? People talked about oil. After oil, now EV batteries. Now EV batteries, now talking about EV chemicals. After EV chemicals, new natural materials, rare earth materials. Now you see the controversy of rare earth material. Right in Kerala, your sand is nothing but thorium. The thorium is important for nuclear fuel for the country. So rare earth material. Like that, everything is, science is changing, rapidly changing. If you are not going to keep up the science quickly, trust me, you will not fit in the world itself. You are in a competition with NIST. He is not Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Biotechnology or IISc Hyderabad or CCMB. They are not competitive. The competition is coming other global angle. If you are not going to be geared up for science, what science has happened 50 years is going to happen in 1 year. In 1 year, it's going to happen. In 1 year. You will not know it. By the time it is gone, it's gone. And I think young kids particularly, please be aware of the science revolution that is happening. Next 5 years, it is a revolution in science and technology. And you are at the right time, you're particularly young kids, you are at the right time to capture that energy. I feel bad that I wish I am now 25, I can go for PhD now. And I think that is the spirit now the science is changing right now. When I was there, it's not a great, or maybe afterwards it came CRISPR and all that. But future is going to be a phenomenal science of interdisciplinary approach. I wish all the best. Thank you for NIST to organize the Golden Jubilee. Golden Jubilee is the beginning of it is not a final. It's just starting for the innovation for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are now moving on to the exchange of memorandum of agreements and technology transfers. We begin with the Star Alucas team. CSIR-NIIST is transferring the process know-how for making aluminum, magnesium, scandium alloy and rolled sheets for aerospace structures to Star Alucas Private Limited, Mumbai. I invite Dr. TPD Rajan, the principal investigator of the project, and Dr. S. Ananthakumar, head MSTD, and Mr. Ankit Sharma, Director and Chief Commercial Officer of Star Alucas, to join us on stage for the technology transfer and project agreement. CSIR-NIIST is also partnering with MRF Limited Chennai for research on nano-generators integrated smart tire for kinetic energy harvesting and self-powered tire condition monitoring applications. May I request the PA of the project, Dr. Achu Chandran, and Dr. S. Ananthakumar, head MSTD, for attending this function. Dr. A. Srikumaran Nair, Deputy General Manager, R&D MRF Limited, and Mr. Jijomon George, Senior Manager, Product Development MRF, are requested to join on stage. So thank you, MRF, and thank you, Star Alucas.
CSIR-NIIST is entering into an agreement with Chota Nagpur Graphite Private Limited, Ranchi, for the development of graphene-added polyolefins master batch for making polyolefins extrusion products and graphene-enriched aluminum composites. May I request the PI, Dr. K. Jayashankar, Head MSTD, Dr. S. Ananthakumar, and Mr. Bharat Poda, Chairman and Managing Director, Chota Nagpur Private Limited, to join on stage for the exchange of the Memorandum of Agreement. CSIR-NIIST is initiating a collaborative sponsored project with Alapura Houseboats Association for the development and validation of an advanced onboard water treatment system for sustainable houseboat operations. May I now request the PI, Dr. Akshay Shinde, Head ETD, Dr. B. Krishna Kumar, and representatives from Alapura Houseboats Association, Mr. Venugopalan G, Mr. Kunyamon Matthew, Mr. John Anthony, Mr. C.B. Kumar, and Mr. Gregory Varghese to join us on stage for the exchange of the Memorandum of Agreement.
Thank you, gentlemen. We are also entering into an agreement with Organic Innovations and Material Private Limited, Mumbai, for the development of bio-based leather alternatives for high-performance sporting goods. May I request Dr. V.K. Praveen, representing the Principal Investigator, Dr. Anjaneyulu Kothakota, and Head AFPTD, Dr. K.V. Radhakrishnan. Mr. Anand Chadda, CEO, and Ms. Valisha, Organic Innovations and Material Private Limited, are requested to join us on stage for the exchange of the MOU.
CSIR-NIIST is entering into an agreement with Jowaki Agro-Food India Private Limited, Udaipur, for a project on the production of bio-leather from jamun, an underutilized forest fruit. May I request Dr. V.K. Praveen, representing the Principal Investigator, Dr. Anjaneyulu Kothakota, Head AFPTD, Dr. K.V. Radhakrishnan, and Mr. Rajesh Kumar Oza, Jowaki Agro-Food India Private Limited, to join us on stage.
We are also partnering with Vipul Foods Bhopal for a project on the extraction of proteins and starch from moong dal and its byproducts. I request Dr. Vasant Raghavan K, the Principal Investigator, Dr. K. Suresh, Scientist in Charge, CSIR-NIIST Innovation Center, Mumbai, and Dr. Sripati Rao Kulkarni, Senior Principal Scientist, CSIR Innovation Complex, Mumbai, Dr. K.V. Radhakrishnan, Head AFPTD, and Professor Richa Dayaramani, Vipul Foods, to join us on stage for the exchange of the agreement. While words cannot express our gratitude to our guests today, who took time from their busy schedule and graced this occasion, we would like to request our District Director to hand over a memento to our guests as a token of our love and appreciation. I invite Dr. C. Anantharamakrishnan to honor Dr. Krishna Yella with a shawl and a memento. Thank you, sir. I now request Director to honor Professor Deepanka Banerjee with a token of our love and appreciation. Now I request Dr. K.V. Radhakrishnan, Chief Scientist and Head Agro and Food Processing Technology, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning to all. It is my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this truly momentous occasion, the grand finale of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of CSIR-NIIST. First and foremost, on behalf of the entire NIIST family, I express our deepest gratitude to Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Minister of State for Science and Technology and Vice President of CSIR, for graciously inaugurating today's function. and for his inspiring address that motivates us to align science with national priorities and societal well-being. We are deeply honored by the presence of our respected Research Council Chairman, Dr. Krishna Ella, co-founder and executive chairman of Bharat Biotech. Sir, your leadership, vision, and commitment to translating research into real-world innovation continue to inspire each one of us at NIST. We are equally grateful to our Director General of CSIR and Secretary DSIR, Dr. N. Kalai Selvi, for her constant encouragement and visionary guidance. Though Madam could not join us in person today, we remain deeply thankful for her continued support and direction, which have been instrumental in shaping the progress of CSIR-NIIST. Our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Dibankar Banerjee, Vice Chancellor of Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, for gracing the occasion as guest of honor and sharing his thoughtful insights. Thanks to Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, former Minister of State for Electronics, for his gracious presence as guest of honor. A special word of gratitude to our beloved director, Dr. C. Anandaramakrishnan, whose dynamic leadership and visionary approach have transformed NIST to a vibrant and forward-looking research institute. Sir, your enthusiasm and guidance have been the driving force behind every milestone of this Golden Jubilee year. I take this opportunity to thank all our invited dignitaries, industry representatives, collaborating institutions, and academic partners for their valuable participation and goodwill. A heartfelt appreciation to our former employees and alumni whose dedication and hard work built the strong foundation on which NIST proudly stands today. A warm thanks to all the students from nearby colleges whose participation and enthusiasm have added youthful energy and joy to this event. Our heartfelt thanks to South Zone Cultural Center, Tanjavur, under the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, for their wonderful cultural performances that adds grace and color to today's celebrations. This Golden Jubilee year has been a remarkable journey, marked by 11 thematic conclaves, industry connect meetings, and distinguished lectures, reflecting the scientific excellence and societal relevance of CSIR-NIIST. My sincere thanks to the entire organizing committee, consisting of more than 15 subcommittees who worked tirelessly for months to plan and execute every detail, from protocol, technical arrangements, logistic, cultural programs, and hospitality to communication and coordination. Your teamwork and commitment have been the true strength behind this successful celebration. Finally, my deepest gratitude to the staff and students of CSIR-NIIST and to the entire team NIIST for your collective effort, unity, and dedication throughout this year-long celebration. As we bring the Golden Jubilee year to a close, let us move forward together with renewed vigor, inspired by our glorious legacy and driven by the vision of science for societal transformations. Thank you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. K.V. Radhakrishnan. Let's take a moment to reflect on the waves of change we have navigated together. Through trials and triumphs, our resolve has been unwavering. To each researcher, each scientist, each student, and every soul who walks the path of inquiry, our dedication is the heartbeat of CSIR and CSIR-NIIST. Let us celebrate not just what we have achieved, but the journey ahead, a journey rich with possibility. May this event serve as a reminder of our collective potential, a promise that together we can transform visions into realities. With this parting note, we are concluding the grand finale of our Golden Jubilee celebrations. It was befitting to have you all with us today. Have a good day and goodbye. Please rise for the national anthem.
Janagana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida बलवङ्गा विन्ध्य हिमाचल यमुना गङ्गा उच्चल जलधितरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मङ्गलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Students who are on a visit to this campus for the open day may please stay at the auditorium for further instructions.